We are going to Manchester, yay! Okay, hello, I'm in Manchester and I feel like I have to update you already because a lot has happened already. So I took a flight from Prague at like 10 a.m. and so we arrived here before 12. I had my packed lunch at the airport / train station because a Celia girl, so yeah, I brought my lunch and it was super tasty, so no complaints there. And then I took the tram to the city, which was around £4. And then, yeah, I got off at the Market Street, I think, and I headed to my priority spot, which is the Northern Quarter, which is basically, I'm gonna say, like gay hipster wonderland. It's just shop after shop of books and vinyls and art supplies and art things. Yeah, it's so cool. It's like Berlin. It really reminds me of Berlin, also in the way that like I don't feel cool enough for Berlin or Manchester, but yeah, I'm totally in love. I will leave all of the places that I have visited in the description. But then I went to Afflecks, which is like multiple floors of really cool shops. And I did get something there because there was like this gay shop and, you know, with a lot of gay trinkets. And I was like, well, this coaster just cannot leave it there. It's a little bit cheesy, but if you know me, you know that if there's a book and it's gay, I'm like, yeah, I'm in. So yeah, I just thought I would bring some gay colors into my life. And then I also went to multiple vinyl stores, and in one of them, they were giving this for free. So this is like a magazine of just like music articles, you know, reviews of various albums. So that's very cool, and it was for free, just amazing. But yeah, speaking of music, let's circle back to why I am in Manchester in the first place. So it all started in July, and it was the summer of Brad, you know, the Charlie XCX album. And I was like, okay, it could be really fun to see Charlie XCX. And so I looked up like where she's playing. One of the places was Manchester, which I've never been to, so yeah. And as I started researching places to see in Manchester, I became more and more excited. And yeah, so far I'm totally in love with Manchester. It's now 5 p.m. I've come to my hotel. It's obviously pitch black outside, so I could do with an early night, but no, it's a party night, so yeah, we're going to the Charlie XCX concert. This is what I'm wearing to the concert. Obviously, I should have worn something green, but I don't think I own anything green. So, This is just what was clean, so yeah. This I had on the plane and for the whole day, so now we're going to finish it off at the concert. Good morning. So I'm feeling a little bit worse to wear, but it's fine because I'm used to functioning in all sorts of conditions. But I didn't have the best sleep because the people on my floor just kept being noisy, and also like everything is noisy here. Like the corridor is like super creaky, so it's a little bit of a haunted house. I don't really like this hotel, but yeah, there weren't really any good hostel options in Manchester, so I just opted for a hotel in the center, which like the location is great, but yeah, it's a little bit dingy. And yeah, I'm glad to be vacating this morning. The concert was fun, like I danced, I had fun, but I don't know, it was a little bit underwhelming. Maybe it's because like she's not one of my favorite artists. Like yeah, I enjoyed Brad and I like some of her other songs, but I'm not like super invested in her as an artist. And yeah, she gave it a lot of energy and her choreo was great and everything, but yeah, overall I just I don't know, I thought like something was missing for me. Also like the way the show was like thought out, like in terms of the order of the songs, and there were like some pauses. It just yeah, I think it could have been better, but yeah, otherwise it was fine. But it's almost 9 a.m, so I should pack up, check out and explore the rest of the Manchester. I also want to go to a gluten-free place today that is like outside of Manchester, kind of close-ish to the airport, that is called Of the Wheaten Track, which I just love pun names, and yeah, it looks really nice. And I haven't been to a gluten-free place here yet because there's none in Manchester City. So yeah, and they were closed yesterday, so it's something to look forward to before my flight. Help, I just bought 5 books. I need to get out of here. Hello, I'm home now and I'm here to wrap up the second day of the trip and wrap up the whole vlog. Also tell you how I almost missed my flight, because that was some comedy thrown in there. And also wholesome books, obviously. So after I checked out of my hotel, I headed to the Gay Village, which is an area with a lot of gay places, and there's also the Alan Turing memorial in a little park. And then I walked to the Deansgate area, and there I walked into the John Rylands Research Institute and Library, which is like a public library with a historical part, and you can just walk in and it's for free, so I really enjoyed that. Then I walked past Waterstones, so I went in but I didn't buy anything. And then I went to see the Manchester Cathedral just quite quickly, and yeah, by that point I was quite frozen, and yeah, it was approaching lunchtime, so I walked to the Victoria station and I took a tram to Altrincham, which is it's like a last stop of one of the tram lines. Takes like 30 minutes maybe. There I went into the Wheaten Track Cafe, really charming place, and I had pancakes with bacon, which was a first for me. I don't think I've ever had pancakes with bacon. It's kind of like, it really shouldn't work, but it did. Like, I'm trying to limit like my intake of animal products, kind of from low to very low, but I mean, it was a trip. And so yeah, it won't be like a staple in my diet, but I'm very glad I did it at least once in my life, you know. And then I went to explore the little town a bit more, so I found this place called Abacus Books, which was just a small indie secondhand bookstore. And by that point I still haven't bought a book, so I was like, wow, I would like to buy at least one book, because I'm in the UK and books are so cheap here, you know, secondhand or like in some charity shops and stuff. So yeah, I was like quite determined to find something there, and also the owner was super nice and we chatted a bit, so it was kind of like, oh, I really want to buy something here and support her. So I ended up picking up The Color Purple by Alice Walker. So I just know this is a modern classic, and I actually don't know much about it except for the fact that it's quite rough. Like, yeah. Set in the deep American South between the wars, The Color Purple is the tale of Celie, a young black girl born into poverty and segregation. Yeah, so probably a tough read, but yeah, I want to read some more modern classics that I didn't get to in school. But I didn't have to worry that I wouldn't find any books, because then I walked into the Works, and the Works, it's a dangerous place. So they had 3 books for £6 thingy sale, and yeah, I took an advantage of that and didn't really stop there. So actually, at first I saw like an individual book for £3, which is a great value, as it says, and I got A Werewolf Guide to Seducing a Vampire by Sarah Hawley. So this is book 3 in the Glimmerfall series. I very recently read the second one and loved it, so yeah, I already know I like the series. I already want to read this one, so to find it like in such a nice condition for £3, I mean, it's a dream. And for the 3 for £6 deal, I saw 2 books I really wanted, and it took me a while to pick the third one, but nonetheless, I'm quite happy with my selection. So first I got A Merry Little Meet Cute by Julie Murphy and Sierra Simone. Okay, so Sierra Simone is known for writing like very steamy romances, and I haven't read anything by her. And this is a Christmas romance, obviously. So it's about some actors that star in a, yeah, squeaky clean romantic Christmas movie, but like the actress has a secret identity to hide and it's not family friendly, and her co-star actually like knows about it and is secretly her biggest fan. Then I picked up The Fiancé Farce by Alexandria Bellefleur. So I've heard about this author, but I haven't read anything by her. And this is a sapphic romance, so we have one woman who is tired of not being able to find a relationship. So she starts pretending that she's dating this other woman, and this other woman actually needs a wife to be able to inherit something. And so yeah, so they fake date, and you know how it goes. And lastly for the deal, I got The Christmas Castle in Scotland by Julie, what's her name? Julie Kaplan. So yeah, I've heard about this author a lot. She kind of has this like loose series, and it's always like there's something in something, you know, takes place in various places in Europe. I haven't read anything by her, but yeah, I kind of wanted to get something else that is Christmassy. So yeah, so in this we follow a woman who actually inherits like some rundown castle in Scotland. So she goes there and she wants to renovate it and turn it into a B&B. And then her mother rents a room to some thriller author. And yeah, they have to race to get the castle ready before the holidays. So just adding this to the pile of books to read in December, which is slowly growing. So these are the books I got, and then I was ready to take the bus to the airport, and I knew that it only comes once an hour, like I was prepared for that. So I went to stand at the bus stop, and I was there like pretty early, so I had like 25 minutes for the bus to come, and it was like a bus stop that is just like a pole on the street. Like there wasn't a bench or anything, so yeah, I was just standing there for quite some time, but I was like, it's going to be fine and the bus is going to come. And so I knew the number of the bus, and then the bus came on that time it was supposed to, and I go in and he's like, well, I'm not going to the airport, like you have to wait for the next one. And I was like, okay. So I got out, and then like nothing was happening, like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and so I was just like, is it just too late, or am I at the right spot, or what's happening? And then suddenly, like I see a bus that has Manchester Airport on it coming from the opposite direction, and like the bus stops weren't like opposite each other, it was like over there, the opposite direction. So like I missed it, like I wasn't able to get on it. So I was like, well damn, like even though like all of these people were telling me I'm on the right side, I was probably on the opposite side. So like now I missed this bus, and since it was like 30 minutes late, like if I wait for the next bus, then like there's a good chance that I'm going to miss my flight. So I was like, well, I'm kind of fucked. But you know, by this point I was standing there for like 30 or 40 minutes. I was like, okay, let's just find like a cafe and defrost, and I will get my best chances with the next bus, and maybe I will catch my flight and it's going to be fine. So yeah, I walked away from the bus station like more into the town and was looking for a cafe, and what I don't see but a bus with Manchester Airport on it coming to the original bus stop where I was standing the whole time. And I was like, okay, that's actually the bus. Like I don't know if it was the exact same, it was just like doing a circle around the town or something, but yeah, it was now like 30 minutes late, but coming to the original stop where I was standing. And I was like, oh my god, like and I was like nowhere near the stop, so like I was not getting on it, but it actually like stopped at the red light, and I just like ran to it, and I started waving at the driver, and he wasn't even looking in my direction, but then he like saw me and he was like, what the fuck? But he opened the door, and I was just like, hi, I'm so sorry, I need to get to the airport, like can I buy the ticket please? And yeah, he was like looking at me like very chill, very like like what is this? But yeah, he let me get on. So yeah, ultimately like I got on this bus that was very late, but yeah, I got to the airport on time. But yeah, that was a bit stressful. So anyway, next time I'm in a small town in Britain, I'm taking like the first bus I can, and I don't care that I will be waiting at the airport like 3 or 4 hours, because like 2 hours is my like comfortable place. I'm always at the airport, almost always at the airport like 2 hours before the flight. But yeah, I'm going to leave a bigger buffer for the UK countryside. But anyway, that's it for my vlog. I absolutely adored my trip. I did my research, and yeah, I'm really glad I did, because I managed to go to so many places that were like super interesting to me. So yeah, I really catered it to my interests, and so yeah, now you can use my research. I will leave everything in the description. I think it's a great city and I would love to come back sometime. But yeah, that would be all for this vlog. Let me know if you've been to Manchester, or let me know what your next trip is. Like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!